Alright, welcome to this tutorial 2 of video editing with Premiere Pro. This tutorial we're just going to play around with 2 or more or 3 files, and these files we're going to create something like a trailer. Okay, we're going to make a trailer of a movie called The Tears of the Sun, and we are going to base on a song called Some Nights by Fan, and this is the song that we're going to be using as our trailer. Okay, so basically in the other previous section we had a look at the general overview of the application. We have the title window, and then we have the menu bar, then we have the navigation, and then the library, the size, and then where we find the effects of the ones that you would love to add on your project or the clips. Then you have the source window where you're going to be making your preview. Then you have the final output, which is the program window. Then we have the timeline, or what we call a storyboard. That's our timeline where we assemble our files. So when you click once, you get a preview on one of the windows, okay, the project trailer, and then we have when you double click, it will be viewable in the source window. Double click and it will be viewable in the source window. Each window has controls. There's a play. Okay, and then we have the final output. You can choose to drag both sound and video together. Grab just this source and then drop it on the timeline. Okay, it comes when split with video, and then with audio, it's audio embedded together. So once you put it on a timeline, it's going to be viewable in the program window, where you can click to play. To stop or play, you use the space bar, the long bar at the bottom of your keyboard. Alright. Okay, we saw that in the previous session. Then we have the tools that we can use in our editing. Alright, so we are not interested in that right now. We are interested in making a trailer for this. So I'm going to just delete out this. Okay, so I want the song, the song, and then first of all we want to get the song itself, and then play.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck.
Our footage is kind of small. Okay, that's our footage. So it's always bad to stretch videos. They are going to lose quality. The pixels are going to be too much stretched. A pixel is just one dot that makes up a screen.
Some nights I call it a draw.
The time it loses.
Some nights I wish that my lips could build a castle.
Okay, so we just want.
Oh my, Well, some nights I wish that this all would end.
Okay. So let's just get this deleted out, but we are interested in a song as our backtrack. So you can choose to drag only video, what I've just done, and then you can choose to drag only audio minus video. So I'm deleting out the video. I want only audio of this song, putting it down on the audio track, not the video, and then it will play.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in.
Alright, so let's now put some videos on it. When you double click, I want to use these videos. They are pre-edited. Okay, this is the video that I kind of created in the previous session. How I wish you joined us. It's just a preview of that. so I just want the audio. Let me just get the audio and video together, put them on a timeline. Okay, but when I move them on track 1, it's going to put its audio on track 1 too, which will distort, it will overwrite or disable the audio on track 1 that is already there. So I'm shifting it to track 2 so that it puts its audio on track 2. Right. Okay, so this is what I have, and I play like that.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck.
Okay, so I want this song to come at a later stage. Right, so I can bring this back, but I'm not shifting this audio. So I want this to come until the chopping of the head, and then we
No, Commander.
okay, let's see the audio waves. So I'm going to drop down this window, click that so that it drops down and we can be able to see the audio waves clearly. Shift that a little up, and we can play.
God, pray for us now at the hour of death.
Commander, no! No! Ah! No, per piacere. No, signore. No, signore. No, per piacere. No!
Okay, around that place, right? Okay, so there, when the head is getting chopped off, then we shall have our track coming in. But we don't want this thing to just black out automatically. We want it to be bonded together as if there's just a track. This is just I'm using it as a backtrack. So what we do, we're going to split because I imported both video and audio. I'm going to split audio from its video. So you right click on the audio or video, and then you click unlink. So click anywhere so that they get deactivated, and then click. You see when I click now, I just select independent tracks. So I'm going to treat each track independently. After the chopping of the father's head, then we shall have this.
No, per piacere.
Okay, play.
No,
Stop.
signore. No, signore.
Stops of the head.
No, per piacere. No!
There, alright. So I'm going to zoom in to get a clear chopping of the head and how things are going to flow. So I want this palm machete flowing, and then see that guy bending low, and he chops off the head at that moment. Okay, when the birds start coming in. Alright, so I'm going to chop this audio. Okay, not video but audio only, and then I click that. Okay, select that, and then this is a razor tool. It's used to split videos or audios. So I click that. It's going to chop only video or audio, not video. Alright, so go back, get the selection tool, and then I am not interested in this anymore. I delete it out. Right, then what next? You could use the negative or the minus sign on top of your numerical pad, sorry, in the 1 2 3 above the keyboard, where you have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. So after the 0, press the minus, it will zoom in. Alright, when you press the plus sign, it will zoom out. Okay, those are shortcut key combinations that someone needs to work with for effective usage of the software. Alright, so I'm flipping in this audio what Premiere Pro does, it just tracks what is on top of each other. That's what it tracks. So I want that before this guy chops off the head, the guy behind already starts to sing. Alright? So at that moment, okay, he starts to sing. Let's play it and see.
Commander, no! No! Ah! No, per piacere.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that.
Okay, so I think it bonded together quite well. Let's play it again and you see it.
Cashing in my bad luck. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish.
Okay. Alright, I like that when it chops and then the music stops. It gets that effect of chopping.
Call it a draw. Some nights.
Alright. Okay, so we are going to fade off this track. Okay, and then it fades off and then this fades in. This track fades in. So that at least we have that bond of the sound of the father yelling, pleading for his life, and this track kind of fades in smoothly. Alright, so you can do that. You select the track you want to play around with. Okay, so this, let me first mute this track 2, mute it. Alright, and then here the father pleading for his life.
Ah! No, per piacere. No, signore. No, signore.
Around there, okay, where by the time you mention Signore, that we should go down typically. So select the track you want to first of all play around with, and then now you need to click at edit, at effects control, and then go to volume, then click the level of the volume. So we want to play around with the nodes now. At that moment when the volume is at that level, when the father says Signore, that volume should go down. Alright, that was its normal, and then a little go down, and then it starts to fade when this guy brings out the machete. Okay, and then it goes down a little, then okay, I'm going to zoom out a little. Okay, zoom, so that I can be able to see. You notice that the last node is here and then the first node is here. So by the time this guy brings in his music, we want that the volume of the father and this track goes down to level 0. So that node, and then these are the nodes. Okay, they are the same, but we are going to typically work with this. Alright, so let's get this node and level it, pull it down a little. Alright, so by the time this guy chops the head, it comes with normal sound. Reaching that level, the level starts to reduce until 0. Okay, so the rest of the song is 0. Let's play it and see.
No, Commander.
So the volume is still normal.
Oh, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now at the hour of death.
Commander, no! No! Ah! No, per piacere. No, signore. No, signore.
So the voice starts to go down, and then that time we should be able to hear the volume. So you didn't hear it because I had muted it here. Okay, so I'm going to put it back on. This is for mute or unmute, and then we'll play it again and we'll see the effect. So up to that point, let's play it and see.
No, per piacere.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish.
Okay. Alright, I think our thing had to go. Okay, yeah, you have this coming. We need to lever it back on. Okay, so at that point, when we have the father yelling, pleading for his life, let me just lever it back almost to the end. Then we should be able to. This time around, I'm going to play with this other track, the soundtrack, around there up to that level, okay. That track, this one, get it, and then level, get that level a little, just move it slightly, and then get this other point, and then for it you take it completely down, okay, to 0, so that it just fades in as the father makes his pleading.
Commander, no! No! Ah! No, per piacere.
Cashing in my brother. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my lips.
Alright, so this is what we needed to do. We just needed to take the first node completely down at 0, then it just fades in, and then it goes to its normal. Okay, so that it creates a feeling of bonded sound.
No! Ah! No, per piacere.
Cashing in my brother. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my lips could build a castle. Some nights I wish they just fall off. But I still wake up, I still see your ghost.
Alright, so we want that moment of oh, and then we have the soldiers marching, right? Let's.
Oh Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for.
Okay, around there. So it's going to bond in. I'm going to bring in some other, the song itself with its footage. Okay, when he says oh, and then.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in my padlock. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my lips could build a castle. Some nights I wish they just fall off. But I still wake up, I still see your ghost. Oh Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. What do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know anymore.
Alright, that incident. You see that fire, serious fire. Alright, that. So I'm just going to use some other tool. This tool is going to create the intro and then the last part. So around there. So I'm going to click this. It creates the intro point of the starting point of this event, and then the last event when the firing is done. Around there. So I'm going to, this was the first one, then this one sets it out. So click that, so that we just need that part, the one that has been highlighted. Then grab, I need only video, not sound. So I don't need sound, I'm interested in grab video only. Get that video only and then drop it there. Alright, so we realize that for it, Premiere Pro tracks only what is on top. So this is at bottom, this is on top. So reaching this point, it's going to jump onto the top. Alright, being that this footage is kind of small than this, so we have no alternative, but we have to bring it on, and we increase its size. So select that video you want to increase the size, go to its effect control and go to its motion, you go to its scale and scale it out, increase this number. You realize that it moves, it scales out. Alternatively, you can select it and click this, scale it out. Alright, so let's play it and see.
Oh Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. What do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know anymore.
Around there. So around there, that's where I want this shooting to happen. So I'll press it and
Anymore.
okay, anymore. The shooting should start. That fire should be there. So I'm going to chop this, but this time I'm not going to use this laser, but I'm just going to move this. I just move my cursor to the end and grab it and move it like that up to that point. So I just want that point only. So check what happens. Okay. Alright, so this is what I have.
Most nights I don't know anymore.
Yeah, let's take it to any more. Okay, so I'm zooming in to the point of any more.
I don't know anymore.
Around there, so I move this part and then close it in.
Anymore.
And I want more to sound as if they have bullets firing.
Anymore.
Okay, kind of like that.
Anymore.
Okay, and then let's go back and try to fix some other. Okay, and I still wake up and okay.
Believe the hype. Say that for the black and white. Try twice.
Alright.
This is it, boys. This is war. What are we waiting for?
Okay, what I've been waiting for, and then we have.
This is it, boys. This is war. What are we waiting for?
So I'm setting in, and then
What are we waiting for? Why don't we break the rules already? I'll never want to believe the hype. Say that for the black and white. Try twice.
alright, and then set it out. Grab audio only, video, and then put it where I want to put it. Where I've been waiting for. Let's increase it, and then get that.
This is it, boys. This is war. What are we waiting for?
Around there. So we grab this, so it has automatically saved the changes, and I'm grabbing this around that place where I have been waiting for
What are we waiting for?
there. Then we move it in. We want it to synchronize with the mouse. As he mentions what I've been waiting for, it should be synchronized. Okay. expression war opens the mouth, it say war, it's war.
What are we waiting for? Why don't we break the rules already? I was never one to believe the hype. Say that for the black and white. Try twice as hard in a map is like, but here they come again to jack my style. That's alright. I found a martyr in my bed tonight. Stops my.
Alright, let's chop this win and then okay, I'm chopping it from that place and then I'm shipping it some other event when there are serious bullets flying all over. Okay, this guy running. Just left navigation key, arrows. Alright, so let's capture that moment and then we chop. We don't want the rest of this. Get it out and then bring this closer in. Alright, and then we have this happening.
This is it, boys. This is war. What are we waiting for? Why don't we break the rules already? I was never one to believe the hype. Say that for the black and white. Try twice as hard in a map is like, but here they come again to jack my style. That's alright. I found a martyr in my bed tonight. Stops my bones from wandering. So why am I? Who am I? Well, some nights I wish that this all would end, 'cause I could use.
Alright, so making a phone call and then we have choppers flying in and they do the bombing. Alright, so let's try to get that moment of the choppers. Guide. Alright. This move a little closer and then I grab this too and then okay. Alright, there, and then we chop this, and then we delete this out. So we zoom out, and then we align this. Sorry, we grab this, then grab this, align it with that. Then let's grab the whole of this, the whole of that, and then we align it with that. So this is what I have.
I found a martyr in my bed tonight. Stops my bones from wandering. So why
I'm simply cropping it, Control C to copy it, and then I'm going to paste it on this timeline. But you notice that the timeline of the video, it's timeline on video 1. So when I paste it on video 1, it's going to overwrite this whole area. So what I do, I deactivate, click that to deactivate that track and put it on track 2. Highlight the track 2, and then need to put it where we have that line. Control V to paste it. So you notice that it has been pasted on top. So this is what we have. So let's just faint this time. This track, I'm zooming in so that you can be able to see what I'm doing. I'm going to simply fade it off this so that you can still be able to see what's happening on this track. Alright. Okay, so let me move my cursor there. So I'm going to fade off that. So what I do, I select it, go to controls, and then go to opacity. Opacity helps us to get that faint color. Alright, so opacity, I'm going to change this opacity so that when I move in, you still see what's happening behind. I just zoom, I just fade off, decrease this number. When I put it to 100%, it's typically hard-lined. You don't see what's happening on track 1. So I want it to this to be translucent so that you can still see what I've put on track 1. Get this and faint it off. But I'm not fainting it off completely. I just want this guy to move, but he appears as if he's on in this fire, flying, bullets flying all over, and he's
for this. I miss my mom and dad for this. No, when I see stars.
Alright, so I want to end our movie around there. Let's just this time get that lady crying. No, it has not been easy, and then she cries. She has made it to the last moment. Let's just get this lady. Okay. Around there, their back, and that moment, and then grab it, chop, get, and then select this. Okay, so we want the escape around there. That should be our escape. And they're escaping around there. Grab that, get this part and delete it out, then bring this, align it together with that. Then let's use transition this time, video transitions. Let's put dissolve. So across dissolve, put it in the middle. Let me just zoom out to see what's happening. Cross dissolve and put it in the right in the middle, so it will bond the two together like that. Okay, it will create that cross dissolve moment.
When I look into my nephew's eyes, man, you wouldn't believe the most amazing things that can come from some terrible lie. didn't come on.
Alright, we don't want that part in the middle, so grab this, chop it off. Alright, so a trailer is all about creating some events, some interesting moments that are really touching, and those are moments you can play around with. So let's play it and see.
Some terrible lie.
Alright, okay, so I'm testing or something like that. Okay. Alright, okay, so we shall bring this lady, and we shall, let me just do this once more. I decrease the opacity so that we have these guys. Alright, kind of like that. Alright, so okay, so let's finish our tutorial. Let's just fade it off to that moment. Okay, when she smiles, and okay, I'm not going to use this, but I'm going to just move my cursor to the end and then push it in like that. Okay, so it ends like that. Okay, and I want to put a dissolve, but with black. So it just blacks out. Black, then I'm putting it to the end. So I've dropped it, but let me just zoom in so that you could see the effect I've put. So dissolve to black. So when I move it to black like that, it blacks out. Okay. But before it blacks out, I just need it to black out with a song. Alright, so it goes on blocking out slowly. So I'm moving my cursor to the end, to the beginning of this effect, and then moving it in like that. Alright, it's as if I'm editing the transition. Right? So I'm just doing it like that. So check what I've done. Alright, so I'm just going to put a title to this track, coming soon. Right, and still then I'm just calling it coming soon. Alright, so this is a window that it helps us to put captions, to put titles. So I'm going to put a title. Click that tool. On its left there are tools, on its right properties to that tool. So click the tool of text, put the text, left click and hold down the left mouse button and then move it diagonally down. So this is Tears of the Sun. Okay, so being that is the title, Tears of the Sun, sun, then I'm selecting it, then I'm going to change its font family. You got font properties, font family, then Alaska, Tears of the Sun. I'm changing the font, then aligning it middle, Tears of the Sun. Interesting. Then I'm going to horizontally align it. Right click and go to position to be right in the middle of our screen, horizontal center, then vertical center, Tears of the Sun, and vertical position, vertical center. Alright, Tears of the Sun, edited by Damien. Okay, so I'm changing font size. It's Damien Movies. Okay, just that. Damien Movies. Then I got okay. Still selected, and change the font sizes, then change font style. Okay, and just a description of who has done this work, and my number is, just in case you're interested in learning more, 00 40 90 97. Alright, and then my email is d Saracoma at gmail.com. Alright, so we could add in any more information in case you like. Okay, and let me just do that and put it on one line, just one line. So okay, so space and then space, like that. Alright, so we have come to the end of our tutorial. Then the rest of the tutorial is all about exporting to create a final output. So we're just going to put this down there. You can change its style, change its font, you can change its alignment. You can also change its color and fill color. Put it, I'm going to put red. Alright, put red, and then I'm going to put a shadow. Okay, you can put a shadow and select the color of the shadow. You can do more things about it. Alright, okay, so Tears of the Sun is the movie, so I'm coming soon. So you don't need to save this anymore, and click close. So you notice that it's one of the files you have here. Grab this and put it there. So let it stretch in up to around that place. So how does it come in and how does it go out? You go to the effects, let it simply fade it in. Okay, you go to fade, zoom, one. Alright, so let's dissolve the same as fade. Okay, right, so iris, what, dissolve, I want to dissolve, cross, dissolve, addictive. Let's use addictive and see the effect of the addictive. So this is what we have.
For the best we get on distance.
So if you want to edit, double click this to bring you back to this. Then I want to edit this to be visible. Alright, click that and it's done. Right? Yeah. Alright. So see you next time. Hope you've liked my show, and hope you have enjoyed and learned something today. See you next time, same place. Call me if you've liked it and learn something more. Have a nice evening.